This program is brought to you by in association with.
I've always believed life is greater with opportunities in my hands. The ground to realize my children's dream. Supporting the family with my own means. With stability. A bit of luxury. A secure future for them. And a fully rewarding life for me. Just the way I planned for it. I've always believed life is greater with opportunities in my hands. The ground to realize my children's dream. Supporting the family with my own means. With stability. A bit of luxury. A secure future for them. And a fully rewarding life for me. Just the way I planned for it.
वेलकम बैक फ्रॉम द ब्रेक पे जाने से पहले हम तारा से पूछ रहे थे कि व्हाट इज एक्चुअली हाउ डू शी वर्क फॉर वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट. तारा, यू हैव बीन वर्किंग फॉर वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट इन पाकिस्तान. हाउ डू यू सी वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इन पाकिस्तान, and especially in financial market?
Well, women entrepreneurship is one of the most exciting areas. Certain sections and sectors of the industries are fully run by women leaders. For example, education tends to have a lot of women.
Okay.
Their beauty and healthcare tends to have a lot of women leading all entrepreneurs in that field. As I mentioned earlier with the Pakistan 100, women are definitely having strong presence. Mehrbanu Sethi of Luscious Cosmetics is not only taking Pakistani cosmetic markets but Storm, but she's also selling in Dubai now.
Okay.
And she was the top woman on the Arabia 500. The Pakistan 100 is being announced next week. And we see not only exciting areas for women, we're working with them. We've been approached to do trade delegations.
Okay.
And to have deal making take place between Pakistani women and other parts of the world. We currently have a partnership with Sherry Blair Foundation for Women, as well as Google Foundation as the platform for that, for virtual mentorships for Ladies Fund members. So we really view them as sky's the limit. We work with SME sector, and we actually want to help M's, as in medium-sized businesses, become L's, and as well S's become M's, for more economic impact of women businesses.
Okay, I'll be discussing, you've been working for Ladies Fund, right? I'll be discussing that. Before that, I wanted to ask that if we talk about financial market in Pakistan, so what is the basic difference when you talk about private equity firms in Pakistan, and when we talk about private equity firms, especially for women?
Okay, well, for example, there are some business plan competitions currently taking place, and they often get puzzled why women aren't entering as much or winning them. And that's because although they're gender neutral, the winners tend to be very ambitious large animals. And a lot of women want to begin with taking a little bit less risk with their money.
Okay.
So their projects and concepts sometimes, and in fact most of the time, are a little smaller scale. We want to begin having an area where women can feel very comfortable. And we've in fact been talking to Khalid about this and joining with us for a business plan competition for top women business plan each year. Last year our winner was Naseem Hamid for her dream of a sporting school. She's the fastest runner in South Asia, and we gave her seed and other things for that. And we strongly believe that there should be this middle ground. And it's not microfinance, it's still SME sector, helping women have business competitions that are extremely comfortable and doable for them within their range, and then slowly build that up to bigger animals.
Okay, Khalsa, what do you think? What are the challenges women are facing right now if we talk about private equity firms in Pakistan?
I don't know if it's so much a private equity as it is much a matter of culture.
Exactly.
Our Pakistani culture isn't really supportive of women going out and working. And that is a huge limitation when it comes to women entrepreneurs. I'm a firm believer that women have the greatest potential. I mean, they blow us away more often than not.
Okay.
But the problem is that when the society doesn't support them, when they don't get the support from home, it's very difficult to take on the risk that a male entrepreneur will be able to take on. The idea of working 20 hours in the office, the idea of not being able to go home and take care of the family, that becomes very very troubling for the family at home. And as far as our culture goes, we don't support it.
We don't really support it.
And that's something that we need to change as far as our culture goes, because women are one of the best drivers of the economy that have ever came about. And for private equity here in Pakistan to succeed, we need to invest more into the women that work in Pakistan, because they can deliver things that we can't even think of. And men, as much as I'd like to say it, that we're big, strong men and we can do this and we can do that, there's a lot of services that we can't provide. And there's a lot of things that we don't understand. And if you don't have a women's support fund of some kind, then we lose a lot of services, we lose a lot of benefit in our economy. And that's been our position from the very beginning.
Okay.
Can I just add to that?
Yeah,
a second.
Sure.
Okay. I think it's been amazing how much we've seen the response to women entrepreneurship, especially in this globalized world with virtual businesses being possible. Even in our own offices at Daud Capital Management, everything's run by Skype, even within the small office space. So we've gotten rid of the intercom, we've gotten rid of the PABX, and we communicate with one another through Skype, even if it's 100 meters away. Now, whether they're 100 meters away or in different parts of the city or around the world, virtual businesses are so possible. You can work from home, your children can be there, you can work after school, you can work as a young married person, you can work as a retired person. It's so easy now with the facilities. We have fabulous connections available for Wi-Fi and other things, and virtual businesses do grow. One person who's nominated for our awards is in the Punjab running basically a virtual business empire. And, I wouldn't be surprised if the future Mark Zuckerbergs and so forth are virtual businesses that are blooming in Pakistan. And what's so exciting is that even though it's great for women, it's also great for men too, because especially in Karachi, we sometimes have a law and order situation or strike days, and it's hard to get to work. So this option of having, in Daud Capital Management, we also have a back office outside of the office, so that if people can't get to the office space, there's a way for them to work, because we realize the realities. So for both men and women, that's fabulous. In terms of the cultural issue, I just wanted to add that money surprisingly talks very loudly. And we found with the women businesses that are really succeeding, even if it was without initial support from the family, let's use that language, but once the money comes, we found that various members of the family joined the business. And those that were the most apprehensive, because it's not, the culture usually is rooted in a protective feel. They want the woman safe. And if they know the woman is safe, that fear goes down. Then they want the woman to be able to marry. And they fear that if the woman's too independent or running too many things, that may affect her chances of marrying. Once they find that that's not necessarily the case, then that fear goes down. And once they find that she's actually making 5 or 10 or sometimes 100 times the amount the rest of the members of the family, then they want a piece of the pie. And they're the biggest ambassadors. When we had our first awards the first year in 2008, there hadn't been an award for women ever in Pakistan's history. And now people fight for them, people canvass for them. And the reason why this is important is not the competitive spirit, but the fact that who's canvassing for them? Fathers, husbands, sons, alongside daughters and mothers, equally. And the men in the family are equally proud of their women's success as the women in the family. And we've seen a huge change from the first year where people said, why would you give awards to women? People actually said that initially, to people now vying and campaigning for it.
So you've been working for Ladies Funds, right? You've been working for these awards. So what are the initiatives? What do you think? How do you see these awards? Can you tell us something about Ladies Funds Award?
Okay, well, the Ladies Fund Women's Awards initially began in 2008 as the Ladies Fund Women's Entrepreneurship Awards, and they launched on March 8th, which is International Women's Day. They bloomed, and we've been very blessed by the overwhelming response from the media, as well as women, as well as companies and so forth. This year, we expanded last year to include specific categories. So, there's lifetime achievement, There's Momentum, which is mid-career. There's Trailblazer, which is 3 to 5 years. And then there's the Idol or Entrepreneurship Idol contest, which is someone with a business plan.
So who have been supporters for these awards?
So, and just to add, we also have, and nominations are open. You can go to dawudglobal.org, as well as CIO Pakistan, City FM 89, and so forth, and nominate anyone you like. Anyone. Similarly, Woman of the Year is, and this year the Idol Award is sponsored by Kushali Bank.
Okay.
And we also have Woman of the Year, which is a People's Choice vote. There's 5 finalists. There's Amina Saeed, who did the 3rd Karachi Literary Festival in an incredible way. Sana Safinas for their Lawn Tsunami. We have Hina Rabbani Kar for being the youngest and first female minister. We also, foreign minister, excuse me, Sharmina Bechinoy, who just won the Oscar. Sherry Rahman, who's now ambassador to the U.S.
Okay.
And that's a People's Choice Award, and you can vote. Go to the website, dawudglobal.org, for more details, or type in Ladies Fund on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. And one of the things we want to say is our supporters include 34, and they're growing every day. And in addition to Dawud Global Foundation, Ladies Fund, Dawud Capital Management, of course, Kushali Bank, Nokia Pakistan, Raintree Spa, PSO, National Bonds, Raintree Spa, as well as Ego, which is a women's clothing store by Adil Musarji, are all donating scholarships for Ikra University students. If anyone wants to be involved with giving scholarships out, that's a really wonderful thing that we have as well. Not only do we have the 5 awards, including one People's Choice Award, we also have scholarships that we give out.
Okay, so actually summing up the discussion, Khalisa, what do you think? What measures need to be taken to actually promote entrepreneurship or private equity market in Pakistan?
I think we need to get serious.
Need to get serious.
There's a lot of talent, a lot of potential in Pakistan. And until our private sector starts to support this, like Dawud Capital is doing, we're not going to see any growth. And we can talk about India's growth, we can talk about how India's been so successful in building a software industry, building this kind of industry. But until Pakistan gets serious about doing it, we're not going to get there. That means we need mentors from the private sector. We need people to buy into the universities, into the colleges, and start helping our entrepreneurs formulate better ideas, build better businesses, give them a support network where they can ask and answer questions. We need to get really serious about it from that point of view. From the government point of view, I think they need to take their hands off and let the business do what the business needs to do. The government has proven that it's very good at putting roadblocks up and keeping good business from happening. And as long as we let the government get in the way, it's going to be problems for us. So this needs to be driven by the universities and the private sector. And that's where we're going to see our success from.
Okay. Since I'm not left with much time, Tara, if you want to add one last comment to this show.
Well, that most important is, as we're trying to do a women VC fund, is that the government we're in talks with to increase the tax incentives. So an 8-year private equity or VC fund can be created that's tax exempt for international as well as local investors to make it viable for that. We've also been very blessed that the sectors and markets are improving. We at Dawud Capital Management are really excited that we're launching a new cash fund, Dawud Cash Fund, in addition to our existing Dawud Income Fund and Dawud Islamic Fund, as well as First Dawud Mutual Fund. So it's good to know that the industries are blooming, and of course all those funds are open to men and women, and we look forward to more investors in the pre-IPO of Dawud Cash Fund, which will be coming out. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming on the show. Thank you very much. आज हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया जैसे कि प्राइवेट इक्विटी को और एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इन पाकिस्तान को डिस्कस किया, जिसमें हम लोगों ने ये देखा कि न सिर्फ मर्द हजरात बल्कि जो हमारी विमेन हैं उनकी भी एम्पावरमेंट काफ़ी बढ़ चुकी है, जैसे कि लेडीज़ फंड के बारे में मैम तारा ने बताया. उसके अलावा आई वुड लाइक टू एंड अप विद अ नोट जो खालिद साहब ने मुझे दिया, दैट इज़ वी नीड टू गेट सीरियस. इसी तरह के अच्छे टॉपिक को हम नेक्स्ट एपिसोड में अपने डिस्कस करेंगे. थैंक यू वेरी मच. अल्लाह हाफिज़.
This program is brought to you by in association with.
I've always believed life is greater with opportunities in my hands. The ground to realize my children's dream. Supporting the family with my own means. With stability. A bit of luxury. A secure future for them. and a fully rewarding life for me, just the way I planned for it. I've always believed life is greater with opportunities in my hands. The ground to realize my children's dream. Supporting the family with my own means. With stability, a bit of luxury, a secure future for them, and a fully rewarding life for me, just the way I planned for it.